And so there's a great controversy in Washington in which the former speaker, Newt Gingrich, has called on the secretary to resign, Secretary of State John Kerry to resign because of a comment he made. Now, Mr. Gingrich has made some comments of himself which were controversial, but this one in particular, I want you to look at it carefully and tell me if you think that this was a justified call for resignation. Now, Mr. Kerry says that, or Secretary Kerry says that the greatest threat is the global warming, but Gingrich disagrees and he says nuclear war. Now, I know that in Japan and so on, one of the top bombs had been used over there and so forth, but people have learned even these meltdown in these various nuclear reactors is such a big problem in the world. There's no leader in the world, whether he's irrational, stupid, authoritarian, or whatever, is going to use nuke, period. He knows, of course, that people have friends, and if he strikes one, you're going to be stricken by one of the stricken friends. And furthermore, the fallout is going to even come back and harm him. So it's going to be mutual destruction. And well, nuke at one time had a certain amount of weight in which I have nuke, don't mess with me. But when it has become proliferated and so forth, then this is why you're really having a war with any significant people, just little, little grenade and little Panama and so on, those little things. You're having nothing serious because of the threat of nuclear war. And this is why this is the end of time, because if man had to live maybe another 150 years, men are so evil and becoming eviler and eviler that they may try it because they're evil. And so perhaps if time were to last forever, it might have been used, but God is coming back real soon, and he plans to be the one to take these nations out, because they can't take each other out because of the nuclear threat. So God is going to come and burn up everything with fire, all the nuclear stuff, recreate this whole world and make it over. And so I don't think that Mr. Kerry was wrong, because while there isn't an imminent threat for nuclear war, or isn't perceived as though some nations are going to be that dumb to try it, but we haven't global warming. Now, of course, the reasons for it could differ, but it's a fact that things are getting, indicating that it's something in the right. Hotter temperatures, colder winters, and so on, and other freak nature things like big time hurricanes and so on. Although I still believe that global warming is an act of God as opposed to what we are doing, because in the beginning there was a big water circled the earth, and the sun coming through never gets straight to the earth. It filtered it, it heats it up, and of course some rays had to come through for plants to grow and so on, etc. But the big heat thing never come through. It was more like a high winter, a high fall just after the summer, or just before summer again with the spring. It was that comfortable sort of temperature. But when the water came down, it got thinner, and ozone was up there, but it's being destroyed. So more rays are coming through than previous times. And furthermore, God is saying because men are evil, he's going to cause the sun to increase its heat. It's in the scriptures. So I think that it's act of God more than what we're doing on earth. We may think it's contributing to it, but perhaps God had a way of counterbalancing that. Because with the water around the earth, it diminished since the flood time, and nobody has been scorched necessarily and burnt up because of it. So maybe the earth went a little further so as to help out with that removing of that significant climate control situation. And so I think that Mr. Gingrich, I like him. I think that he should have run instead of Mitt Romney, although it might have made a difference as far as it goes. But of course, he would have given the Republicans a little more respect, and he would have looked like a worthy and a real equal to Obama. And so I disagree with him. I think that Mr. Kerry is right on with naming global warming as a significant threat.